It's tasting rock and roll for me.
Really short,
Rated
are not PG.
Welcome to Podass. I'm Henry Sween.
I'm Wyatt Fredian.
I'm Kendall Arsenal.
I'm Austin Sween.
And this is One Man's Trash. Oh. I need to say what I need to say. This is One Man's Trash, episode 2. Today we're picking albums that are reviewed poorly, but we think are not that bad, and explaining why we think they're actually pretty good. So, we're going to start with our guest star, Austin. Welcome to the podcast.
Yes,
Hello
welcome.
there.
Hello, are you excited to be here and join us?
I am so excited to be part of this podcast. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was a little tiny schnookums.
Okay. All right. So, Austin,
These schnookums.
what's your album?
My album is Pony by Rex Orange County. It came out in 2019, and he wrote it about.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Wyatt.
He wrote it about his girlfriend at the time. They are no longer dating, but
Damn.
yeah, it was just kind of about his life at the time, what he was feeling, etc.
Wow.
And so I rated it. I rated it a 9 out of 10. And I know people think that. I know some people think that might be a bit high. And I know there's like personal bias that plays.
It's like a
into
lot
this.
high.
Yeah.
But
pretty
I
high.
think it's really a good album. And my favorite song on it is probably Pluto Projector. I know that's kind of basic, kind of overplayed,
Wow.
but like it is my favorite song. It's pretty good. It's a bit mainstream, but I like it. And my least favorite song was 10 out of 10, just simply because it's just kind of like there's not a lot to it. He was kind of, I could tell he was trying to make that one for the radio.
Sounds like a McDonald's Play Place song.
Hey, shut the fuck up. That was mine.
I had to. I stole it.
It is kind of like that. All right, let's hear the verdict on my thoughts.
The verdict? You're psycho for rating that shit a 9 out of
9?
10. I'm just gonna say a 9. There's one song on there that could be an 8, and that is the one you picked. But like, how are you gonna say that's a 9 out of 10? What? With those vocals? That's literally what a migraine sounds like. It's literally what a migraine sounds like.
Well, I wouldn't put it that far, but yeah.
It's bad.
What do you rate it, Kendall?
I put it as a 6.
Okay.
Cause like it's mid. It's more good than bad because the songwriting is unique. But like,
Unique.
it's just like yeah.
That's a word.
It's more
for
unique than a lot. Yes. At
I
least
just
it's a slight bit original. Okay, well.
I just thought it was cringy, personally. Finish your rating.
But it's original. It's a 6 because it's kind of mid, and like, it doesn't bother me if it comes on the radio. I never heard any of it before. Kind of glad I didn't hear any of it before, because then I'd hate this album's guts. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like it's either his like really really shitty debut album, but it also feels like that it could have been his like 11th album that he just doesn't care about and he doesn't even have to try anymore. And eventually, like, I was starting to listen to it, and it made my teeth hurt and my ears tickle because the ear hairs hurt from his voice. That's it.
What was your favorite and least favorite songs on the album?
Okay, favorite. It gets better because it has a cool synth that kind of covers up his voice. And my least favorite was also 10 out of 10 because that shit was awful. I'm not gonna lie. It was a daycare song. Yes. It was like musical daycare. It was not good. Pluto Projector is the best one, okay? It is. Even though it's overplayed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Alright.
Wyatt.
What about you?
What did you rate it, Wyatt?
What about you, Wyatt?
Okay. So.
Oh, he pulling out the notes.
I rated the album a 3.2 out of 10.
Yeah. Right.
Reason being, the album cover alone automatically, like, the album cover sets the tone for an album because it's the first thing you see, you know, like that gives off the vibe. It's just him has like an attractive face and a white t-shirt. He looked like he was like a painter or something with a
Well.
white background. The most boring thing I've ever looked at, the opposite of eye candy. I didn't want to look at it. I wish I hadn't looked at it. I probably would have rated this album better if I hadn't looked at it, but I unfortunately did. So that was just a no for me. I agree with Kendall on his voice. It is so bad and so hard to listen to. He has some of the weakest vocals I've ever heard on a human being. And a lot of his singing is just very like wordy and talky. And
British.
anytime, yeah, he's a bit British too, which is a little bit irritating, especially when he tried to do songs with like some flow to them. And it just came off very awkward and cringy. And then anytime he tried to do like a longer note, like it could literally last for like a second and a half, and it sounded like his voice was straining, which is very unimpressive. And I kind of felt embarrassed for him because I was like, how are you gonna like make a whole album with that voice? Like, sure, maybe like be a songwriter if you're like passionate about music or like produce it, whatever, but like give those songs to someone else so they can like make it good. The production was fun sometimes, and sometimes it was really dry on some songs and just like a snooze fest. Like I was just bored. I didn't care to hear any of it.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't really think the album was very cohesive due to this. It was like half and half with like a fun production, and then like he tried to be like low key and like sentimental, and just the way he ordered it and all was just like it came off very awkward, and I didn't vibe with it. But that's why I gave it a 3.2. My favorite song was, I had a tie actually for 6 out of 10 between It Gets Better and Face to Face. And then I had a tie for worst song between Pluto Projector and Every Way.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's wrong, but like also cool.
But it's
Okay,
like
go
right
on.
though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's
Pluto
Yeah.
Projector is
You're all
good songwriting. It's good.
Okay.
wait, let me hold on.
Henry, what are your takes?
Yeah, Henry, what are your general thoughts?
So basically, I gave it 7.5. There's room for improvement. It's not a 9.
Room, nothing but room.
You know,
But it is a 3.2.
but I think I still think it's a good album. I kind of like his voice. Hot take. And I don't know. I think it sounds cool. I think the production's cool throughout most of it. I think that it that he you know, it gets a little stale sometimes. Like couple songs.
Yup.
Couple
Why
songs
do you
in,
like
I'm
his
like, well,
voice?
you know, it sounds kind of the same.
Did he say he liked his voice?
Yeah, he said he liked
said-
his
I
voice.
kinda-
Why do you
I
like
kinda
his
Oh,
voice?
hell to the
I don't know.
no.
Yeah, fucking
Wyatt,
get the mic
Wyatt,
off
let's
your face.
Step away from the mic.
Okay.
Yes.
I kind of like it. I don't know. I just like how it sounds. I don't think it sounds like bad or anything. It's not. The,
I don't think
like
I don't
raw.
think it sounds bad either.
It's
I
not
like
like
it.
it's not like Mariah Carey,
just
Whitney
sounds like-
Houston, but it's like
Ground
okay.
beef.
It's kinda like
okay.
You
it
make
doesn't-
me feel
It sounds like ground beef. There's so much. There's nothing but texture. There's
Okay,
nothing
okay.
but texture.
All right,
Austin, that was a sick run, by the way.
Mariah Carey. We did not need to hear that. Anyway, I gave it 7.5. My favorite song is Wyatt's Passed Away. No, my favorite song is what was it? Face to Face. I kind of like Face to Face. It's I don't
Wake
know.
up!
I vibed with it. It sounded
Wake
cool. I
up,
like the
sheeple! Okay, I
Okay,
see you,
what- Henry.
and I need to get.
That's how my mom wakes up.
Why? Okay. Well, Wyatt's back
really
from
relevant and cool.
the dead. Yeah. My least favorite is 10 out of 10. Not Pluto Projector Wyatt. 10 out of 10. It just
Yeah,
sounds
that was whack.
so bad. I can't stand it.
Okay, wait, let me say real
The
quick,
rest of
the
the album's
lyrics on
pretty
Pluto
good.
Projector were okay, but his vocals were the worst on Pluto Projector out of every song on the album.
I mean, it was like a very vocals central song, so if you absolutely despise his voice, you're gonna hate that. You're gonna hate that because it's just like piano and him.
Yeah.
I
But
gave it a 1 out of 10.
oh, okay. I don't know if if I'd go that
Right.
far.
So I wouldn't
Right,
put it that
right.
low. I
Okay,
kind
cool.
of like that
Okay.
song. But yeah.
Yeah. So to defend myself a little bit here,
Yes.
I think.
In your defense.
Well, I get.
Ha ha.
Get
Get it?
it?
Reference. All right.
All right, go.
Foreshadow.
I get it. I get the criticisms that are made. I don't really get the criticisms about his voice. I understand that it's a little grainy, maybe, but I don't think it's bad. I know Kendall and Wyatt don't really like it. Henry does. Maybe it's a genetic thing.
Right.
But you know, I mean, I like his music. I think there is stuff there to the lyricism and to the meaning of the songs. Because it was written for someone that he loved. So I think that like adds to the album.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You good there, Henry?
Well, I kind of agree.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't think it's a 9.
It's not as high as you're.
Not a
you're
9.
pretty high on it. I wouldn't give it a 9.
What about it influence? Like, did it influence
Yeah.
anybody to make it a 9? Is like what did it do? What did it
A
do
9 out of
that
10's
made
got to
it
be
a
pretty
9?
like substantial. It's got to like.
It's
move
got to do
people.
something for something. It's got to do
Culture.
Just
something.
It has
just
to
because
do-
photo
it
projectors
has
all
to
over
change
TikTok
the
doesn't mean
world.
that it's a good album.
Right. No, I listened to it. I listened to the first time, and I thought it was like a really it was a nice story, and it kind of it impacted me. I felt like it was like something special or something that I hadn't heard necessarily before. So I think that's why I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Sure, yeah.
I understand if people rate it lower than me, just because I like the album a little bit more than most people. But
Than everyone.
uh,
Yeah. That's kind of true.
yeah. So,
Only person who likes that album as much as you is Rex Orange County. Not
and my sister. Shout out to Hannah for
Ew.
having me in her room right now.
Yeah.
My sister
Oh,
likes them
babe.
too, so that is also why I rated it a 3.2.
Okay.
Gotcha. Welcome back, guys. Now we're doing Wyatt's.
Hi there.
Oh,
Okay, everyone. Next up, well, wait, no. My album that I picked is In My Defense by Iggy Azalea, and I will defend this album with my life.
So what's
You better be ready for that one.
What did you what was your favorite
Some
song?
facts about the album.
Okay.
Released by Australian rapper
Wait,
Iggy.
she's Australian.
Yes, Iggy
That's
Azalea.
You didn't know she was Australian?
Australian.
Iggy Azalea.
That's
Also,
so funny to me.
I just want to say right now, her real name is Amethyst. Like, isn't that so
Okay, that's
cool?
good for her.
Right.
It's like a drag name, but it's like
Continue.
her real name. Anyway, her name is Amethyst in real life, but her stage name is Iggy Azalea. Iggy Azalea rose to fame with her hit single Fancy in 2014.
You're reading the Apple Music description.
No, I'm not. Am I?
Yes, that's literally what it starts with.
I'm not right now.
After her 2014 single Fancy, Iggy Azalea rose to fame by, and then it continues. That's literally the exact
So-
beginning.
Man, it's a
Anyway.
bot. You're a bot.
Anyway, Iggy Azalea has had 3 hit songs in her life: Fancy, Black Widow, and Problem. And then she kind of fell away after that.
Dated Playboy Cardi.
Flopped.
She released an album in 2015. It was nominated for Best Rap Album at the Grammys. She lost.
Rightfully so.
And then she didn't release. The next thing she released was an EP in 2018 that also flopped. And then Iggy made Album of the Century with In My Defense for her comeback in 2019. So she released it.
What kind of century are you talking about?
She released it on July 19th, 2019. This is the album cover.
Yeah.
Not copyright.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
you were talking about album cover, but that shit looks like it's from the Fast and the Furious. It's
Yeah,
not
she
that
looks
good.
fucking cool.
That looks
She
Did she get hit by the car in this, or is she
So
just on
we
it?
see her in a parking garage in front of a vintage
That car's parked
BMW.
bad.
L plus ratio. L park.
That's how you park, I bet.
That
That's how
Anyways.
you parked. You got on the bad parking account, mister.
Shut up.
That looks like the Outcast from the Motorsport video with Quavo and Nicki Minaj. It looks like she's on like Cat.
And Cardi B.
Yes.
ratio.
Okay.
watch your man.
What do you,
You
think
should
about the
watch your
album? What
mouth.
did you
Okay,
what
okay,
did you
okay.
rate
Press.
it? What did you
Minutes
rate
the
the
mouth.
album?
You're not defending
Why?
motorsport. You're defending this.
So I rate the album. I'm not gonna go crazy like Austin did with that motherfucking 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 is very good to me. Some things I like about the album. I think Iggy's energy is there the whole time. I think she sounds hungry on this album. I think she wanted to make an impact with this album, and I would say that she did. I
Yeah.
think some of the lyrics are really, really creative and funny. They keep you on your toes. I think her flow is really nice. I think some of the beats on the song, though generic, do get you like in a good mood and stuff. And I like the aesthetic that's going. The first time I listened to this album was on a road trip to a swim meet in Winona, and it was a really pretty car drive, and so anytime I hear this album, I think of that car ride, and it's very beautiful. So that is why I love In My Defense. And my favorite song,
So what I'm hearing is you're clouded by nostalgia. Is what
A little bit. That sounds like it.
okay, I'm gonna have to pick 2 favorite songs. My top 2 are Homida, which would be my top 1 if not for the Lil Yachty verse where he is just mumbling incoherently the entire time.
Lil Yachty carried that song.
No, he did not. And then my other favorite is
Uh-oh.
Just Wanna.
Mm.
What?
Alright.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. Anybody want to go in first?
I will start with my rating because I think it's lower than everybody else's.
I don't
I
think
gave this album a whopping.
Oops, sorry, can you say that again? Sorry, can you just say that one more time?
I
didn't
gave
pick that
this
up.
album a whopping 2
2.
out of 10.
Good job. Good job.
Okay.
So the production is the same on every song. There's an 808. There's some type of synth, whether it's low or high, and it repeats the same thing over and then switches. Sometimes it cuts out, and then Iggy Azalea is just either talking about how she wants to fuck somebody, she has more money than you, or she has a big booty, or frequently all 3.
It's a manifestation album. You listen to it and you manifest those good things for yourself. That's the point.
Well,
I will listen to this and my ass will grow like 3 times
Yes,
size.
it
It's
really
just-
happened to me.
it'll just
right,
be
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So my favorite song was Homida. I actually like that one.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty
Mhm.
carried. But
No, you cannot even tell what he's saying.
No, okay.
I remember that
Maybe
the
that's for
first
the
time.
best with the fucking lyrics on this thing, okay?
Yeah.
13-year-old me remembers that the first time listening to this album, he came on. I was like, "What the hell is this man saying?"
Lil Yachty is better than Iggy
Okay,
Azalea.
whatever.
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 Anyway, so I thought that song was
He's just
probably
like this the
best
whole time.
one. My least favorite. Oh, what was my least favorite? Hold on.
Don't say some silly shit right now. Don't even.
Let's see. Let's pull up my notes.
Don't say pussy pop, please.
It. Thanks I get. Thanks I get is terrible. Iggy Azalea does not deserve any thanks from me or anybody else for dropping that horrendous piece of dumpster fire trash. That's the opening song on the album, and it is the worst. It's one of the
And it
worst
sets
I've
the
ever heard.
tone so well.
If the tone is like burning up at the back of some McDonald's kitchen in the dumpster, then that's the
Stop.
tone it sets. Because it's terrible. It's terrible.
I'm the one to hit that news on you bitches. Debut at number 1 and number 2 on you bitches. Matter of fact, as I recall, I hit that ooh on you bitches. Counting blues, fuck checkers, when chest move on you bitches. Hello, I remember.
Okay.
Day one.
we get it,
No.
you like the album, we get it, you like the
Copyright
album.
claim.
Oh, I know that whole song.
Yeah, that's really cool. Some of the questionable lyrics. Ride the dick with my tongue out, Michael Jordan. What is
Yeah.
she saying right there?
She
We
is.
don't know.
She's riding the thing, and she is feeling like Michael Jordan.
So
She's
actually,
a baller. She's a baller.
that
She's
is
a baller
not
at
what
what she
that
does.
means. That's not what that means.
No, we do have reference for why she's saying this. Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Does sometimes there is a classic.
Ride the
photo of
dick?
him. Yeah,
No,
actually.
Yeah, he actually
Classic.
rides
It's
the
a classic
Iggy
photo.
the dick.
If you
Did
Google
Iggy
that,
just out Michael Jordan?
Yes.
he jumps
No,
to
no,
dunk
no.
the ball, right? But his tongue is just out like.
Whoa.
Yeah,
While he's
that's what
doing it.
people do. I got a
So-
couple. I got a couple bars
Alright,
that I like.
Kendall, you go.
Mhm.
I give it a 2 out of
Sure.
10. That was my reasons. Questionable lyrics, terrible production.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off with my lyrics and then I'll go because
Okay.
you know. Okay, so I got two bars. Say you getting a check, girl. You be frontin' like breasts. Bars.
I look good for
Okay.
myself. I got no one to impress.
No, the
Better
second
ask
one.
your GPS ain't the one
This-
who dressed. So bitch, look.
You are a robot. A robot.
Bop
I
bop.
know this whole
You
album.
say you rich. Well, like Mufasa, you be lying.
Right. Yep.
Fire.
Bars,
okay.
Iggy. That's heat.
So here's what I gave it. I gave it a 4. I
Okay.
gave it a 4.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit better than
Okay.
2.
That a 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a little ridiculous.
So I got a
don't even
couple
think
notes.
for-
So this was the last album I listened to out of anybody's. So I was like, Henry's was an hour and a half long, so I was fatigued, right? And this is where I broke, if I'm being honest. It kind of broke. And I said, after a while, the left side of my brain started hurting, and that's probably because of the lack of any sort of logic. And I said
That's
the first
the point. That's what she was going for. It's just like
The
careless,
first
fun,
track-
and free.
The first track is the type of song to play in the intro to a Melissa McCarthy movie. So that's thanks I get. Homita made me think my phone was glitching, but it was still the best song. Spend It wasn't bad.
We all love Homita.
I said popular girl in high school gets away with every single bit of bullshit that she can all the time. That's what this reminds me of. And I also said the flow isn't a flow, it's a slap in the face. One of my notes just said, how did this happen? And I said there's nothing like sitting in your chair in the fetal position listening to Iggy Azalea saying pussy pop over and over and over. I was
That is
literally
such
just
a good
like,
closing track.
no.
Nope.
Yeah, and no, I said colonial rap. I don't know what that means.
Because she's white, right?
I said it's like
Actually, she's
YouTuber
Australian.
rap.
That
It's
doesn't mean
because she's white and she's just adopting every single thing that makes black rap and music good, and she's making it awful. Yeah, no. This is not my favorite. I said she just repeats words or phrases over and over and over, like it grooves or makes it better every time, but every time she says it, it just gets worse and worse because
Yes.
what is she doing? And these beats sound like something you get off of Fiverr.
Yes.
And the best song was Homita. I liked it. It was fine. Didn't make my ears burn, I guess. Yay! Favorite? Sally Walker, because it's hilarious. And it's just funny. Funny. My least favorite was Started, which is the most popular one.
Wait, you should watch the Sally Walker music video. It has James Charles.
It does.
Now that is no longer my favorite.
No, it was
Right,
before
that
all the
lowers it
shit
down
went
to a
down.
1 out of 10.
This came out in like 2018.
Okay, okay.
No.
2019. Okay.
Yeah, know your own album, buddy.
Come on.
No, the single Sally Walker.
Okay, okay.
Sorry,
I have
sorry,
my own-
sorry.
I have my own thoughts
Yeah.
on this.
Yes. What are your
Um,
thoughts, sir?
So I rated in my defense a 4 out of 10 as well. Simply just because like I was listening to it and I was laying on my bed, and as we know, I do have COVID, so feverish, right? I'm laying on my bed, sweating buckets, and I hear Iggy Azalea in my ears playing,
And
and
it healed you.
No,
Aw,
no,
That's
nope,
so
nope.
heartwarming.
I'm listening to
Thank you, Iggy.
I ain't gonna tease him. I sit on his face just like Rashiki, and I'm laying there sweating, and I'm like, huh? What?
Is that real?
That is a real lyric.
I sit on his face.
That is a real lyric. Next up, we have up and down like a yo-yo or a pogo stick, and I just
Oh my
I-
god.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm feeling feverish or I'm sick, but I'm laying on the bed and I start I start losing consciousness. My brain starts shutting down, and I don't know if it's the
Yes.
sickness or if it's Iggy. And I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a thing that adds to this album.
I think you're confusing the feverish feeling with like a feeling of euphoria. I think
No.
like it was. I don't know.
No, I think
I feel like Iggy was helping.
Yeah. Right.
That being said, my favorite song was Sally Walker. Simply just
Yes.
even in my favorite state, it cut through and I started having a genuine laugh. And then the worst song for me was Come and Take Our Song.
No.
Girl doesn't know how French works.
Yes, Kendall
Wait,
and
I thought that was Spanish.
No.
Right. So it's French. It's a clothing brand. Yep.
So Kendall and I, as French students, were immediately a little bit turned off by this one.
Wait, what does it even
and
translate to?
I like boys.
I like boys. Is what? No, yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah, that's what the clothing brand is. But I'm sitting
Pretty
there.
good clothes too.
I'm sitting there again,
Anyway.
sweating on the bed, and I hear that one, and it takes me back to French class and getting yelled at. So no on that one. And the lyricism.
Is
I
top
mean,
tier.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
So good.
I can't.
She's so creative.
I can't knock that one. It is very creative. You know, again, going back to I ain't gonna tease him, I sit on his face like Rashiki.
It's
That's
Rikishi.
nothing I could come up with on my own. And
The creativity.
I applaud
Yeah.
that. So there's that. Other than that, the rest of the songs kind of blended together, other than my few kind of feverish standoff moments. So yeah.
So Wyatt, what do you have to say in defense?
In your
defense.
defense. In your
Also,
defense.
I just remembered I never said what my least favorite song was.
Oh yeah.
What's your least
Because
favorite?
I got cut off when I was ripping on Lil Yachty. But my least favorite, I would say, I'm gonna have to do a tie, actually. Between
Again? Really?
Yeah, between Spend It and Freak of the Week, featuring Juicy J.
Mm.
Just cause, not that they're bad songs, just
But they are.
they were the ones I clicked with the least on the album.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right.
Uh-huh.
So to defend this album,
Yes.
I think it actually has some of the most creative rhymes and lyrics I've ever heard on a project ever. Some examples.
Sorry?
Hold on. I don't know why. I really like this one. It just stuck out to me. It made me feel something. Make me scream. Fuck.
Hey, just say it. Just say it. Huh? Just say it. Just say
Sorry.
it.
I'm really sorry.
You just
Say it,
gotta
say
you
it.
gotta spit it out.
You gotta say it. You gotta spit the bars.
Make me scream.
I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, let me think of something like sad.
Well, why is doing this?
Make me
We're-
scream, fuck me like you got something to prove. Now you know I need a fix. Come tighten my screws. Pussy wetter than an ocean. Boy, come take a cruise. That's it.
Oh, okay.
How
I never.
speak to you?
Wow, that's a bar right there.
I felt what she was feeling.
Come take a cruise.
So was your
And-
pussy wet like an ocean? Listening to that
Yeah.
song?
Is your no wetter than an ocean actually?
Wetter. Sorry.
Wetter.
Did it
No,
just become like that?
not exactly. I know where she was coming from.
Mm.
I think this was a really personal album. I think
Yeah.
she was dealing with some really hard feelings in
Yes.
the process of making this.
Mm.
And
No, yeah, for sure.
I mean, like, I know you guys think it's like funny to be like making fun of it, but I think like releasing this was like very therapeutic for her. Probably, I feel like she had this all like bubbled up inside her, and she just like
Yes.
needed an album
So
to release it with.
therapeutic.
God,
Therapeutic, like screaming into a pillow. kind of.
therapeutic, like laying on the bed, sweating,
No,
thinking
I've
about
been
school while
talking to
it's snowing.
I've been talking to my therapist, about how fat my ass is and how much money I have, and I just need to let
I
it all out to
know.
the world. It's just
Sometimes I just have to like tell my therapist I need to let out how wet my pussy is. I need everybody to know.
I'm like, yo,
And sometimes I
therapist,
just
my
need to
booty's so
sit on that
big,"
face.
like Rikishi.
I'm taking a cruise. So bad.
I think she
So good.
was very lonely making this album, and I think she
Mhm.
was reflecting on the good times, and that's what most of the songs are about.
She was
Yeah.
in a relationship at the time of releasing this with
With who?
Exactly.
rapper Playboy Cardi. So
And they had a child. They had a child together.
except so Playboy Cardi
And he is not in the picture anymore
did
because
leave
he's up.
the birth to play a PlayStation game with Lil Uzi, but
Exactly.
beside the point,
I would too.
Gamer, am I right?
Iggy Azalea.
Iggy Azalea got her priorities straight. Or no, Playboy Cardi has his priorities straight.
And she's a
say?
mom now. Isn't
Good
that
for-
precious?
Good for her.
Aw.
We're all
No.
proud of her.
Is her
So,
pussy
Okay.
still wet?
so good for her.
Closing thoughts.
Closing
Iggy can
thoughts.
spit. Iggy can write. And I do think she needs a new producer. I do
You
know
don't like
that.
Jay White? Jay White.
I
need
do
to
know
beat Aaron
that
up
Jay
on.
White also produced Cardi B's 2018 album, Invasion of Privacy, which did win Rap Album of the Year at the Grammys in 2019.
Travis Scott was robbed, by the way. Astro World is 10,000
Oh, yeah.
times better than Invasion of
Nah.
Privacy
Also,
ever
Astroworld.
can be.
Think about
Invasion of Privacy had more
Thoughts.
impact.
Thoughts.
And then Travis Scott
Closing-
had like a little baby fit after he lost, and it was really funny. So
Right,
it was
okay,
That
behind the
actually
scenes
was really
footage.
funny to look at. I won't even lie. But
Anyways,
Keep going on to your actual album. Yep.
Iggy is good at everything except she needs a new producer. After that, she will be a flawless artist. 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Yep.
My thoughts on your thoughts is no, but
yes.
otherwise, sure.
Yep.
All right.
Take a shit time.
Right. Welcome back. Next, we're doing Kendall's album. Kendall, what is your album?
My album is Hot Fuss by The Killers.
Ooh.
It was released in 2004. And why I like it, and it's so original. I'm just gonna say that. But so I rated it a 9.4, okay? So I rated it a 9.4 because it changed. It changed so much. It was so poppy. It was like, ooh, people can do this with rock. It's good. They brought back like a style of music from Britain almost. Even though they're from Vegas.
Written in
And
it.
British, but no. It's good. It has like so many iconic songs, y'all. And it just has momentum. It's got energy. It's got that originality. It's so good. It's so iconic. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Should I go into my favorite songs right now?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. I need to
Off
scroll
the
down.
9.4 out of 10 album, Hot Fuss by The
Yeah.
Killers.
Shut up. It's
I
true.
take issue with that.
Okay. So, my favorite is All These Things That I've Done. It's good. Okay.
Okay.
The best one is Mr. Brightside, of course. It's got like billions of streams at this point. Everybody likes it, but it's overplayed. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
The
your
worst
favorite?
song. That's the best song. My favorite is All
song.
These Things That I've Done. The worst song, I'm not gonna lie. It's between glamorous indie rock and roll and Andy You're a Star for me. 'Cause those are kind of strange. But glamorous indie rock and roll isn't even on like every release of the album, so I barely even count it.
Okay.
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 What are your thoughts?
Okay.
Anybody? The floor is open.
Who wants
I'll
to
start.
go? Okay.
I'll start. So, I rated this album a 7 out of 10. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. My favorite song was Somebody Told Me. Because I think it was kind of the nostalgia factor for me. I kind of grew up listening to that one. So there's that. My least favorite song was glamorous indie rock and roll. For the simple reason of just listening to that was something else. Like,
Yeah.
and this one I wasn't listening to in a feverish state. I was. I mean, I guess it's equivalent. I was with my cousins at a rental cabin kind of place, and I was playing with my I guess my little cousins. And this song comes on as I'm teaching him how to draw a bird on my iPad, and I'm teaching him how to draw, and he's it's super interesting for him, and I'm like, oh, this is so sweet, and then in my ear I hear,
It's into rock and roll for me.
and I'm like, oh,
I love his vocals on this album.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
That's
So-
a thing I
so
just
do I.
heard in my ear, and so then I immediately took the headphones out and put them in their case, and I shut it, and I plugged it in, and I was like, okay, we're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
Later that night, as I was going to sleep, I tried it again, and I made it
Each
through.
voice? What the fuck?
I made it through.
Wyatt, you're
but-
muted.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you. But it
You are-
was it was an interesting thing to listen to. That was the only really gripe I had. The other thing I had with it
Gripe.
was that, sorry.
What are you, 50?
Sorry.
The only
That's too funny.
the other problem I had with the album was
Great.
that there were two songs on it that were like really like they stood out to me. They were really good, and that was Somebody Told Me and Mr. Brightside. Obviously,
Yeah.
those two songs stood out, and the rest of them just kind of they blended together and they got kind of forgettable. And so, like except for Glamorous Indie Rock and Roll, but for different bad reasons. I remember that one. So I mean, it's a good album, but there are some like things that it's lacking. I think those two songs are kind of hard carrying it.
Okay. That's
Alright.
a lot. Who's next?
I gave it
Okay.
a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
My favorite song was Mr. Brightside. It's mainstream, guys. I'm sorry.
Basic.
I liked it a lot though. And then my least favorite was either Glamorous Indie Rock and Roll for obvious reasons, or Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. The reason I picked Jenny Was a Friend of Mine, I love
You're psycho.
I love the bass line. I love the
Nah.
It's
instrumentals.
fire. The bass line
It's-
is fire.
The production's amazing. The
Yes.
voice sounds like he's auditioning for some type of Vampire Diaries or some shit. It
No.
sounds
Mormon.
It sounds
Mormon.
Don't
so-
say no. Don't even mention that shit. I'm not.
it
Wait, is he a
sounds
Mormon?
So weird.
No,
So-
no, he's
He's a
not
Mormon.
Mormon. He's not Mormon.
Definitely
I swear.
is.
Sorry, continue.
So it just sounds, like a little bit like a Vampire Diaries audition for me. Like he's reading out a script, and it's a little weird for me. I don't really like
Vampire
it. I don't know
Diaries.
why that came to my head, but it just popped in
Yeah.
and put me off.
I'm
the
gonna
song.
say that.
So,
Say something about his vocals. I like them, but I can see why other people wouldn't, because it kind of sounds like the vocal equivalent of like when a cat puffs up its tail to try to look bigger, or like when a peacock releases its feathers. It's like,
Yes.
It's like-
that-
no, you're a tiny little man. You can't sing like that.
yes.
You're talking about my,
I agree.
But I really like it because I think it's goofy, it's original, and it's unique. Nobody
I-
else wants to sound like that or sounds like that.
I gave it a 6 because some of the production, I like the production on the album. Some of the songs blend together throughout the middle. Like it gets a little, they get a little like,
Mhm.
am I listening to the same song again, or is it a different one? They get blended together a little
Yep.
bit, but I really like Mr. Brightside. Somebody told me isn't really my favorite. I know
That's
a lot of
fair.
people like it, but it's just not. I don't know. Isn't one of my favorites, but yeah, it's not
Based
bad.
on that one is fire though.
It's not bad.
You gotta
yes.
look at it.
Yes, it is. It's not bad. I just, it could be a lot better than it is, I think. Bye.
Wyatt, what about you? What about you?
I think some
What are your
Lana songs
thoughts?
have a better bass line. But anyways, so I gave the album.
Oh.
I gave the album
Hello,
a 5.17 out of 10.
How oddly specific of you.
Which is the best rating I gave any album for this thing, actually.
I guess that's good for you. 'Cause
Some
they're like
things I
men.
some things I took issue with. The album was too cohesive. like too much. Like it all sounded like the same song.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
and-
so like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Other than the last two songs, it all just it felt like the same pace. Production sounded so similar. I was like, afterwards, I couldn't like. After I listened to the Drake and the um, Lee Boys album, I could like I could go back in my head and be like, oh yeah, this part in this song. Yeah. But in this one, I'm like, it all sounded the same. It wasn't bad in any, well, some of it was bad, but it all sounded like the same. So I would have liked to see the production differentiate a little bit more. And it wasn't really crisp anywhere. Like, it doesn't sound fresh. It sounds outdated, which is what you
I
would
wonder
expect.
why.
Okay, but there is some music from like the early 2000s that I've held up today, and this is not one of those.
And Mr. Brightside doesn't?
No.
Oh, you have no ears.
No.
I don't know about that one.
No
Okay,
ears.
so what else did I say? His lyrics need a lot of work. They're
Do you have any specific ones?
kind of stupid. I did not pick out specific. I'll look out at my notes for
So
each
like,
song.
so like Mufasa, you're lying. I
Yeah,
guess.
sure.
Yeah.
Some of the themes on the album were kind of messy, and I never really picked up a vibe other than that. He sounds like a needy 16-year-old boy who's like jealous that the girl he has a crush on likes another boy. But instead of being a 16-year-old boy, he's like 40.
He
Yeah.
was like 20, but okay.
Okay.
He looks 40. Anyways, his voice is like whatever. It's not bad. It's not good. It's boring. There's nothing interesting to it. Whatever. My final note is I don't really know like what like their thing is. Like what makes them unique from other artists. Like I could not pick out something that I like haven't really like picked up on in other music before. Like
That's
know,
probably
I
because
just-
some music was based off of what they were doing. Like some modern music that you listen to is probably based off of what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
Okay, yeah, but they didn't like come up with their sound like all original. Like this has definitely been done before, I feel like. And I don't know. I just don't think they really have any star power. I just think they're kind of boring. Their music isn't bad.
Bro!
Music isn't bad, but it's just like it's whatever. Anyways, well, like nothing like establishes them apart from other artists. I feel like I don't know. That's just me,
Like,
maybe.
I guess you
Worst
just haven't
song-
listened to the other rock from that era. Sure. Go off. What's the songs?
Go up, King.
I just thought they sounded very muddled. Whatever. I didn't see anything super creative or unique there. Anyways, worst song. Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. Sounded very clustered and not crisp. The lyrics were boring and uninteresting. And I don't know. I thought the lyrics didn't have much going for them, so I don't really think they warranted instrumental and production that was that dramatic. It just felt out of place. And favorite songs were the last two on the album, mostly because the pace slowed down and it was like a breath of fresh air because it felt like I was listening to the same song over and over again. And then Everything Will Be Alright came on and I was like, okay, this is something new. I like this. So that was probably my favorite. And then also I thought Glamorous Indie Rock and Roll was like a little bit slowed down too. And I don't know, I like the vibe. The
Okay.
lyrics were like stupid, but like they were fun.
Yes.
Oh, wait, actually I had a tie for last place. A tie between Jenny Was a Friend of Mine and Andy You're a Star.
I
But
get
Andy
that.
Your Star was like the dumbest thing in the world.
It's so stupid. He's basically like simping for this football player guy from his high school. I don't know. But okay, so I'm gonna
somebody
Yeah.
told me would have been my favorite, but I took 3 points away simply just because of the intro, because he sounded so stupid on like the first 45 seconds, and it was really hard to listen to, and so
That's
that
so
kind of
bad.
ruined the rest of the song for me. Anyway,
Okay,
that's my thoughts.
I have
5
one thing to say about glamorous indie rock and roll. I have a fun fact. So when the lead singer Brandon Flowers was interviewed about this song, he's like, "Yeah, that's my least favorite song that we've ever made, and it makes me want to crawl under a rock every time I hear it."
Exactly. Yeah,
I
because
think
why?
it's so funny. They said it's very cheesy, but it's big, and it was like a statement about they're gonna do their own thing. He doesn't really care if people don't like it. They're just gonna like be dramatic as hell. They're gonna try to make their
Certainly.
sound stadium big, I
And
guess.
yeah, they people
Yes.
didn't like it. Those people being me. I just think, you know,
Yeah.
I appreciate the statement, but wow.
Yeah.
I just like the electricity of this record. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it just reminds me of Vegas. It's Vegas.
I think
It's a club.
I think if it was an EP with like 5 songs, it would have worked better. It just got a little bit old for me after it sounded the
I
same
guess
for so
you
long.
just really gotta like synth and like the combination that they were doing of that. And if you're not really used to the type of music, if you don't really know the genre too well or whatever, you're just gonna be like, it's not unique.
I'm sorry,
It's
I
not
don't know
unique.
the genre. I don't know the genre, guys.
You know what?
Okay.
But
Whatever,
like
just my thought.
you saying that it's
That
been
was
done
mine.
before, and then saying like giving us that Iggy album, being like, oh yeah, that's
Yo.
I think all
That's
of Iggy's
been done
beats have
before.
been made before and rapped on before.
Iggy's beats are not unique. Iggy's lyrics.
I just thought
That's
Iggy had a
something I
bit
can't
more
speak
energy
for.
than this album. Just me.
Oh, dog! Just listen to Jenny Was a Friend of Mine, and then listen to anything off that.
I did, and it was the worst one on the
Garbage.
album.
You can say that, but no. It
You're
ain't.
entitled to your wrong opinion. It's okay.
You too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, I can agree if you think it's all samey, but if it's all samey, I like what it is. So I really, honestly, I love their sound so much that
So
even if
true.
it is all the same to you, I like all of that sameness because it's all the same thing that I love. Yes, so good. But yes.
Me personally,
Okay.
with like my favorite artists, I think like Lana Del Rey just switches it up a bit more. Just me though, just me.
Oh, believe me, if you listen to any other Killers album, they like go through this, and then the next album is a completely different thing, and then the next album is like
It's like
Jesus
Lana
music,
too.
and then the next album is like they're probably gonna release a rap album or something crazy next. It's gonna be so fucking weird.
I wonder if
They just switch their genre every album.
I wonder if he like dipped his veneers in like holy water to bless his teeth, make them look so like
Aw.
chunky and like
They are a little bit
Do not.
spooky.
They
His
are.
teeth. Maybe I'll edit his teeth into the next break photo.
Yeah, please.
They are scary. They're scary.
You're
They're
just-
terrifying.
Okay, maybe he didn't take care of his teeth when he was 14, so they literally started rotting out of his mouth,
You know
and
what
then
it
he had
is?
to get veneers, and people are like, there's food in your teeth, but no, there were holes in his teeth.
You know what it is? Because he's Mormon.
Shut up.
Wait, that actually might be it.
Oh,
I feel like Mormons.
yes,
have
he's
weird
Mormon. Yes, he's Mormon. He does Mormon things. He does
And Mormon
Mormon
people
things.
brush their teeth,
No,
or is
yeah,
that like
they
unholy
do.
to them?
No, they do. They brush
Oh,
their teeth, but
okay.
also like I feel like they all have kind of weird teeth. But also, sorry, all my Mormons out there, but you guys are kind of creepy. Like
Orange is New Black. There's a Mormon who's a meth head, and she has messed up teeth. So maybe he was a meth head when he was a child, and he just won't admit it.
oh, I don't
Right,
know
so
about that
that's a
one.
hot
He
take.
just
but,
had
like,
braces.
I was just saying, like, when the Mormons come up to me and they talk to me and they try and like convert me, that's a little bit spooky, scary.
Yes.
So I'm gonna talk about your teeth because they are also spooky, scary. Yeah.
They're not that bad.
Ooh, they're scary
Not
though.
that
They are. They are.
Yeah,
lovely. All right.
I'm making this is this the Brandon Flowers teeth podcast
Yes,
now?
this
Is that
It looks
is
like
that
if someone
Brandon
podcast.
Flowers
drew a
teeth?
face and they got to drawing the teeth on the smile, and they just did the line, and then their marker ran out of like ink, so they couldn't do like each tooth.
Jesus.
No?
Okay, I'm gonna jump on this
Okay,
too
let's-
Is it just,
because
like, one
this man's
line?
eyes have no soul. He's a Mormon, but he's got no soul in his
No soul.
eyes. He's an NPC. He's an NPC. Okay, that's all I have to say.
All right, let's cut it.
All right, we're back. We're doing my album, Scorpion by Drake, released in 2018. Basically, little backstory. Drake's like, everybody's like, wow, Drake came out with that album, but he's just a singer now. He just sings and he doesn't even rap, and he's different than he used to be, and all he does now is do a bunch of this dumb stuff that we don't like. We want the old Drake. The old Drake was better. And then he comes back and drops this fire project. 2 discs,
I don't think fires can last that long.
hour and a half long, of pure, just, well, I won't say pure, but of mostly the songs are good. Like,
Mid.
there's
Sorry.
2 or 3 songs that are bad, and then the rest of them are
2 or
pretty good.
3?
Yeah. So
Maybe like 2 or 3 good
I gave
songs
it
and the rest.
an 8 out of 10. My favorite song is probably, let's see what my favorite song is. After Dark. I like After Dark. That song's really good. I like the production on it. His vocals are Drake vocals, but they're good with the beat. I like the production. My least favorites, God's Plan or In My Feelings or I'm Upset. Any of the 3. Those are the 3 bad songs on the album. Those are all bad. They all have the most plays, but they're all the worst. They're just
I'm upset.
I'm upset has
I'm
plays.
upset.
Why?
yeah. 'Cause
Who's been playing it? You?
No, not me. I said I
Drake.
didn't like that song. Anyway,
After
Okay.
Dark is only good because of the features.
debatable. I gave
Definitely.
the album an 8 out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah. No. What?
8 out
Mm-mm.
of 10. I
Hey,
think
I'll
that's
go.
reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah,
why?
Wyatt's-
Who
Wyatt's
wants to
gonna
go?
Why?
Wyatt's gonna go.
I gave the album a 3.12 out of 10. Barely edging out Pony for my worst album,
The
which I
worst
gave
one?
a 3.2. This is the worst one. This is the worst.
Wow.
Scorpion is worst.
What?
Yeah.
I said the only songs that really clicked with me were the singles purely out of nostalgia for 2018.
Okay.
I thought the lyrics were corny and unoriginal and just cringy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I thought his voice is very uninteresting when he raps and sings. It sounds like he doesn't seem to have any energy or like passion whatsoever when he's rapping, and his singing is just like opposite of, I don't even know. It's just not good.
Okay.
The production was very similar throughout the album with few exceptions that were
Okay.
pretty good. I don't know. Like, I feel like this felt like an album where I'm gonna assume he got into like, what the fuck?
Yes, keep going.
Sorry, I just happen to
was-
have that next to my computer.
Kendall pulled a PS4 controller out, then Austin pulled a PS4 controller out, then I pulled a PS5 controller out. So.
To me, it felt like he was just putting this album out to get an album out because he probably got stuck in like stupid contract or something that he doesn't like, and so now he has to release like a certain amount of albums to get out of it, and that's why he's dropping like every
Don't
single
think
year.
so.
So I think that's kind of what this was. He's just trying to like throw this out there and give his fans
I'd say
a
that for his
bone.
last 2. I wouldn't say that for this one.
Favorite song, I said one thing he has going for this album, I think he picked the right singles, low key. Nice for What is the best song on the album.
Nice
It
for
has the
What's
most
good.
energy. The production, the sample works really well. He seems actually happy to be there, unlike a majority of the album.
Well, maybe he's just a little upset.
And then, so a couple of songs I gave a 1 or a 0 out of 10. I'll just name them all. I'm Upset, I gave a 1 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peak, I gave a 1 out of 10. The auto-tune
Peak?
was like cringy. Ratchet Happy Birthday, I gave
That
a
one's
0
funny,
out of
though.
10.
That one's funny though. Come
It
on.
is.
That one's
So
good. That was one of
bad.
my favorites.
That one's
I hated
funny.
that one. I would say this is the worst one, but don't matter to me. The Michael Jackson feature was so garbage. Let that fucking man rest in his grave peacefully. He did not need to fucking come out on this song. It was so unnecessary, and it sounded out of place
Come
too.
on.
Sorry, I just
Just
had to
sounded
Michael
stupid.
Jackson it up in here.
Wow.
Yeah, those are my thoughts. 3.12.
Wow.
Next.
Okay. You know what?
Thank you next. Ariana Grande.
All right.
All right, I'll go next. Sorry, I was just busy Michael Jackson it.
Nobody could hear you.
No.
You can't hear my. Oh, no.
Nope. We can't hear you. Go.
I wish we were in person. You could
Go.
all hear my
Go.
amazing impression.
Go.
Sorry, guys.
Go now.
Don't apologize.
All right, so I gave it a 5 out of 10. I could kind of even bump it lower than that. It's just
Yeah.
the length.
Yeah.
1.5
I'm
hours
sorry he made
of
1.5 hours of hits.
break.
I'm sorry he made 1.5 hours of hits.
I'm sitting on the ride home from the cousin's
No.
house, listening to just Drake after Drake after Drake after Drake after Drake, and I'm sitting there playing Balloons Tower Defense 5 because that's my only option for entertainment, and I'm sitting there watching monkeys throw darts at balloons, and I can't hear any more Drake because my head starts spinning, my brain it starts fogging up.
I don't see a problem
it's
with an
like-
hour and a half of Drake. I don't really see the
No,
problem.
no. See, the problem with you is that you can deal with an hour and a half of Drake without spontaneously combusting because I had to take breaks on this 4-hour car ride. I had to take 7+ breaks from this album. I just couldn't do it. I had to take like 15 minutes to breathe, take a second, and recover because there was just too much Drake. And my favorite song on the album is God's Plan, not because it's good, but because it's funny. Like I can't get through the song without laughing, and so I think that's why I like it. And so
God's
that's why.
203.
An honorable mention for my other favorite one, also because I couldn't stop laughing, was Ratchet Happy Birthday.
No.
Yes.
Because
Ratchet
it's
Happy
so
Birthday
it's
is
so funny
I
to
love
listen
Ratchet Happy
to.
Birthday.
That
It's
one's
so
funny to listen to. And then my least favorite was I'm Upset.
Yeah.
For reasons that were
Mid.
already mentioned, really.
Yeah.
It's just wow. Like listening
I'm
to that
Upset.
one needed a break on its own. Like I
50,000
came
on
back
my
from a
head is
break, I
just a
listened to
stick.
that one, I took another one.
So offended that I had
So-
to double check.
There's that.
I'ma always take the
And
mic, you
then
ever sick.
the album just
That's why I
overall
need you out the way
again,
with you
and
expect.
this is shut up.
Got a
anyway.
lot of blood and it's cold. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Why?
The problem with the album being too long as well is that all the songs tend to blend. They become one long Drake mumbling into your ears, and I didn't
I
didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want Drake
Yeah,
Yeah,
mumbling.
y'all talking about the songs blending on mine? Okay.
Hour and a
This
half
one was
later,
bad.
it's Drake. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to little old Kendall over there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hope
Hey.
you're not
Who am I
echoing.
through? Whoa.
Who am I echoing through?
I'm trying to turn you down. It's probably me. But
I
that's
just won't talk.
All right.
Okay. So what was happening with this one? Why'd you pick? I'm convinced that you picked this one to torture all of us because we had to listen to it. We had to listen to it. You know what I could have done with an hour and a half of my time?
What?
I could have watched a whole movie. I could have read 6 pages of a book. I could have I could have took a nap. But no.
You got
But no, I had to listen to this. Okay?
You got to
His
listen to this.
singing was bad. His singing
No,
was
you had to. It's not
You were
God.
blessed by the opportunity
I was-
to
had
listen
to.
to
No. This
Kendall, it was God's plan. Ha. Huh?
No. It wasn't.
It-
There's no God. There's no God. When it
Not
comes to this.
After this album, there's no God.
Okay.
Drake is God.
So while listening to this, I'm gonna do what Austin does. The situation I was in. So I was removing an entire mountain in Minecraft.
Mm.
I was just digging out the entire thing, and I'm like, this is the perfect simile for listening to this Drake album. It just, each little song is another block of the same thing that you have to dig out by listening to it. And then eventually, you'll get through the whole mountain. Because, oh my god,
But
it was a whole mountain of songs.
aren't
Because there's
mountains just
25,
beautiful?
it's an hour and 30 minutes.
Aren't
So,
mountains just
I-
beautiful? I love mountains. And I love
Drake,
the sun.
this was a shitty mountain of shit, okay? So Drake's voice sounded stay
Whoa,
the whole
wait,
time.
Hold on. I didn't
Say that
hear
again.
what
Oh
you said.
shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't
It
switch.
just cut out. It just cut out.
Yeah, it's
for
better.
a sec, yeah.
So Drake's voice, it sounded like a stale milkshake. It's bad. It was bad. It's like a congealed, just bad in the
Congealed.
back of my head. And I don't think I could have listened to this without doing something in the background. It was just
Yeah.
filler, over and over
Yeah.
and over and over. And every so often he just go like,
Debatable.
yeah. It's not good.
But that's the Drake classic ad lib.
No, listening to this was like slowly inserted rubbing alcohol covered pencil into my ear canal until it touched the eardrum, and then I was done. It was just painful. Okay,
Well,
so my songs, right.
Yes.
The best one, I put God's Plan. I don't know why, because I think it's just hilarious.
Mm-mm.
My favorite
God's
was
Plan.
Emotionless, but only because of the sample. Because the vocals were better when it was sampled. Favorite runner-up is Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
I love that one so
That Happy
much.
Birthday's funny.
And my least favorite I put In My Feelings because I fucking cannot stand it.
That's so fucking.
It's the
Kiki.
worst song ever.
Do you love me?
Are you riding?
His lyrics are so bad. Narcissistic album. The most narcissistic album I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Well, my thoughts on.
Oh yeah,
everybody's-
overall rating 4.3 out of 10.
Okay, so I'm getting, I think, the lowest average reviews. But
I
okay,
think
so-
in my defense had worse.
Oh no, I give it a 2 and a 4 and a 4. Okay, yeah, no, in my defense, I had the worst ones. Second worst though. I think that here, I'm echoing through Kendall. Hold on. Let me.
Turn down. There we go.
Yeah.
So I think this album isn't as bad as y'all make it seem. Like you're like, oh, it's mid. Oh, it sounds the same. But like,
So long.
yeah. But I mean, a long album. Like, if the Killers released an hour and a half of music, you'd like it, right?
Probably, but Drake
See,
is different
if,
than the
If
Killers.
Bryce Orange County dropped an hour and a half of music, if Iggy, well, I won't say Iggy Azalea. If Lana Del Rey dropped an hour and a half of music, you would listen to it.
Okay, the thing is, I feel like you guys picked like some of your favorite artists, just like an album that had bad reviews from them. Iggy is not one of my favorite artists. Let me just clarify there.
Well, you know what? Okay.
I was told to pick a bad album.
As a former
That's what I
Drake
did.
fan, this album's pretty good. I like this album. I think that even though some people say it's repetitive, I think it switches up. I think he proves his point that he was trying to make. I think that it flows together well. I think that the production is excellent, whether or not he spent a bunch of money on that. I think that the features are good. I think that some of the singles, you know, he picked the right ones. They're overplayed, but he picked the right ones. And I think that people just hate on it because they're like, well, Drake's trying to do all this and this and it all sounds the same. But like, I mean, if he's going for what I said he was going for, which was like an older, more rapping Drake with a little bit of R&B singing, I think he hit the bullseye with it because
Right,
Well-
but
he's
he
trying
like
to do.
chop half the
That doesn't
songs
mean it's
off.
good though. He might have
I
done
feel
that.
like-
Don't mean it's good.
Yeah.
Like
The
could he
first
chop
half of the album had rapping on it, and the second half was just like moody, sad R&B, half
split it
half
into
baked
two
shit.
albums.
It's
Make
kinda,
two
like, sad.
albums and title them two different things because like it just eventually you're ruining the quality of all the songs by having them all together like that. Split
That's
it.
true.
Split it.
I don't know.
Have
don't know about
Scorpion 1, Scorpion 2.
I was
Or,
like,
Scorpion and the
marathon.
Pyramids of Giza. You know, like split it in
Pyramids of
half.
Giza.
It's
Which half are
Egypt,
you
I don't
naming
know.
the Pyramids of Giza?
R&B. All right.
All right. Well, you know, I think that it's good. So boom.
Okay.
There you go.
I think he disgraced Michael Jackson with
I
that
think I
album.
actually
little
like
bit.
that feature quite a bit. I like the Michael
That
Jackson
feature was underutilized, if anything.
Michael Jackson was rolling over in his grave
I think
when
Michael
he heard
Jackson
this
was bumping
song.
it in his grave right there. I think.
No.
I think he
it's
was
Michael
rolling.
Jackson's most streamed song on Apple Music. So.
Yeah, just because it's his most.
Because
streamed
he
album.
didn't drop any music in the streaming era because he died.
Well, I don't know. All I know is that Drake is. This album isn't bad, and it's good, and people say it's bad
Oh, Kendall.
because it's mid, but it's not. So.
All right. Well,
my take.
with that, let's get our final thoughts and our conclusion
What
here.
do we-
Everyone rank the
everyone rank
album.
I think first I have Pony by Rex Orange County. I actually like that album quite a bit. I like Rex Orange County, so I like that album. Second, Hot Fuzz. I like some of it. It's a little repetitive, gets a little boring. Third, in my defense, Iggy Azalea. That's a dumpster fire and needs to be never played ever again. So, yeah.
All right. I'll go
You're
next.
muted, Wyatt.
He's eating.
Oh,
I'll go
that's
next.
Eating, right? Okay. Austin, you want to go next?
Yeah. I'm going to rate the album excluding my own again. So, I'm going to rate Hot Fuss first. And then between Scorpion and In My Defense, that one's tough.
Iggy, pick Iggy.
I'm going to put In My Defense second and Scorpion
Yeah.
third. I'm putting In My Defense second simply because it's funnier and it's shorter. And so, like, I'm sitting there listening to her, like, Iggy, and it's so much funnier. So
The Drake
it's
slander
more
is crazy.
enjoyable to get through just because it's funny.
The Drake slander is actually wild. That's
So
Okay, I'll
there
go
you
now. You're not gonna be happy either. Okay, so first is
Scorpion.
Pony because I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna lie. It was fine. It didn't make me angry. It was kind of funny. I laughed at it a couple times. His voice was funny.
I'm sorry.
Foul. Okay. Second was the Iggy Azalea thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in my defense, because I think it's so much more entertaining than Drake could ever be.
Except y'all rated mine higher. Interesting.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
I guess so. But
yeah, thinking
like
about
just
it, like,
thinking on it as
after-
an album
yeah.
as a whole,
Iggy's
what
better.
I would listen to now would be Iggy Azalea's thing over
Yeah.
Drake's thing.
Yeah.
That there's
Scorpion,
that.
I was rating each one of these before
Drake
in a
last.
vacuum.
Sorry, Drake.
Now comparing them, Iggy's is better than.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
if I can stand for this level of disrespect right now.
So I guess to finish this off now. Oh wait, Wyatt has to go. Sorry, Wyatt.
Okay.
You already ranked. Oh yeah.
I'm
Why
gonna say
is it-
first is Hot Fuss. Yeah, I guess it had the most energy out of them all. And I like the last two songs on the album a lot. If it weren't for those, it probably would have been much worse. But the last two songs saved it. And Mr. Brightside is like, okay. I would say that's the third best, in my opinion. Second. I don't want to give any of them second. Can I just like tie them both for third?
No.
You have to give one
second
second
and
and one third.
Okay, well technically I rated Pony 0.08 higher than Scorpion. I'm gonna say Pony.
0.008 higher.
Actually, no, take that back. Because like how Kendall said, like if she had to pick between In My Defense or Scorpion to listen to now, I'd honestly rather listen to Scorpion again than Rex Orange County, simply because I can't stand
Yes.
vocals. And
So you'd listen to an hour and a half of Drake again.
Yes.
yeah, because the journey getting through a 33-minute long Rex Orange County album was more tumultuous than getting through an hour and a half of Drake, honestly. Solely because Rex Orange County needs a new singer, even though it is not a band. He is a singer, but he just needs to replace himself with someone else.
Yay.
Foul for that.
So Pony second. Wait, no. Scorpion second. Pony third.
Okay.
Great. This is
So
great.
All right.
I think Kendall's wins.
Kendall's does win. I think overall Scorpion is. If we
Scorpion
take-
got last.
Scorpion got last, yeah. And then,
I'm gonna say, in my defense, got second.
No.
because Pony got second, because I
Yeah.
rated it better than Hot Fuzz. Pony
Yeah,
got
because-
second, Hot Fuzz, or no, Hot Fuzz got first, Pony got second.
Both
In my
Kendall,
defense got third, Scorpion got fourth. Wow.
yeah, both Kendall and Henry rated Pony first, and Wyatt and I rated Hot Fuzz first. But then after that,
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz got better ratings. So yeah.
Wow. Well,
Well, Podass listeners,
thank you.
That
That's
all.
was
it.
treacherous
it.
journey.
Thank you.
That's
That
it
was
for
pretty
now.
good, folks, wasn't it?
Hot
I
Fuss is better
think
than
we
all
did
of
a
your
good
shitty
one,
shit.
governor.
Drake outsole you all. Anyway, have a good day or night.
join us next week when
We
we
will see you.
analyze
Bye.
Trisha Paytas's unborn child and what its upbringing is going to look like.
Yes. Yes. That is
Or just
next
Trisha
week.
Paytas in general.